Alright guys, welcome back to the Max Studio Day channel. Decided to change it up a little bit. We got FS Dream Team's latest offering, Louisville. So we're going to do a flight from Denver to Louisville. Currently right now you can see it's raining. Boo. Just check on the stream health real quick and make sure everything's running okay. So, anyways, we're going to try this out and see what's what. Take a look across the airfield there. It's cloudy. Going to be rolling across some, at least an area, a target area over Kansas City for moderate risk by the Storm Prediction Center for severe weather. Hopefully, I don't think we'll run into any of that. It's supposed to be a nighttime event, but we'll keep a lookout just in case. So let's grab a dispatch. We're connected to Vatsim, of course. We're in 808 NN again, One World. So let's put this on the schedule. Scheduled service 838 NN. I meant. I think I said 808. So right now a variable at 3 miles visibility. 3.5 left. Looks like 4,000 and 6,000. Louisville 220 at 9, 10 miles. Some scattered at 5,000, 9,000, and 5,000. So it looks like about 2.5 hours out, probably. It's 15:03 now. We'll shoot for 15:45. Let's see, CI 25 still correct, all that good stuff. Let's grab some packs. $1,000 in cargo should give us a ZFW of 122,553, 121,553. We'll take 30 contingency just in case on the fuel. Let's find a route. Epke 4 Weeds. Pretty straightforward. Take that at Weeds. And Cherry 3. Make sure we're on a RNAV arrival, which I knew that wasn't. So what we want's the Damon 4 actually. No worries, we'll just edit the route. I'm thinking south flow's good. So 17 right's probably just fine. Oh man, don't do this to me. Shit. I don't know why it does that sometimes. PFPX. Nasty out there, isn't it? Hopefully it saved the packs. It didn't. What was it? 147? $121.5. Yep, okay. I'm going to take 30 minutes contingency. Damon 4. Okay. And Louisville, I have to pick a runway here. Whoops. Looks like south flow, so 17 right's as good as any. So it's when I switch over to weather it does this crap. Jesus. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Gonna frickin' load? What the hell? Had a Vatsim user there? Looks like it. Got some inbound traffic. change that departure up real quick too. Come on. Take out Goodland and just direct MCI. That should be good there, and that gives us our route. J24 to St. Louis, direct Dave. All right, let's find an alternate. It's fine. Compute that. Uh, 390. Release fuel 17363. Reserves 3.6. Time for takeoff data. Should give us plenty of margin. That's not what I want. 138. Seems a little high, but I think that's about right. We're under load 1812. And our top of climb. $217 at 102. That's a heck of a kick. Descent forecast 330. 275 at 40, 260, 268 at 37, 200, 263 at 35. Let's release the flight and file this with Vatsim. Yeah, we're good to go there. Wonder where that guy went. It's raining. Grab payload data right quick. ZFW is fine. Trim 4.9. Okay. Export this and we'll be done with dispatch. Put those down so we can see. Actually, we've got quite a bit of weight. Not maxed out, but we're going to go ahead and load up here. Grab the packs.
Hello.
Let's
Morning.
line IRS's, turn on the yaw damp, going down top to bottom, left to right, ground power is on, window heat.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, thank you. I've installed RAS for the 3.7 also. Turn on the packs. 17 right. .485. Ready for CDU pre-flight. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Alright, we've got the current Eric cycle 1805. We're 737-800 with winglets, 26K rated, and the dates are correct on that. And we can enter in our position. Both GPSs are in agreement. We'll take the left side. That's not good. Oh, whoops. God dang it. We are at Denver, we're going to Louisville. Yes, they should disagree. One thing I needed that I forgot. I'll remember it here in just a second. Set the altimeters 29907. Company route. Keep forgetting to go in and delete the rest of these. 17 right. Alright, can activate and execute that. JVY. And we'll take that via mist if we have to do that. We take that via Gator. And I think we said the Damon, so it's going to be the Damon 17 Bravo. RNAV Z17, right? And I think we said we were going to take that at Dave. Our initial heading is 173. We can set that. We can set 390 on the altitude since there's no ATC online. And what we're going to do now, we finish this, and we're going to audit the route, pop this out so you guys can see this. There's our departure. And we'll see if this is geo-referenced here. Should be. So 17 right's right here, so we're going to make sure GIST at 4, Mulhouse at 10 and 12. So at or above 7, at or below 10, at or below 12, at or above 14000. 7, 10, 12, 14. 7, 10, 12, 14. Gator, MCI Dave, and let's zoom in. So this is correct. I know I double checked that. So it is a little bit of a right turn dip. And then it's tactical vectors from Colonel. Actually, that's not entirely correct either. So we should be able to take that at Cobbler probably with from Colonel to Cobbler. So let me go look at this one more time. RNAV Z17 right, so that's not even close. Oh, it's because it's got the RNAV Y selected. So it'd help if I select the right one. And Cobbler, there we go. We can execute that. So that and there's the RF fixes, and you can see where it's kind of squiggly there. We'll smooth that out. We're not going to take Sitka, obviously. That's going to be more like probably 160, and I will select before to smooth that out. Because there's nothing that says that's max 200 knots, obviously, no way. Alright, so we're set up there. Turn on georeference and we'll be able to see our position here. So we're just going to taxi up Mike there probably, or to 17 right. Alright, so we're happy with that. We can go do the performance in it now. We're going to cruise out at 390. Cruise winds are 217 at 102. our CI is 25, and we were going to use 3.6 for reserves. And that ZFW should match up now, 121.6. Pretty close. I knew, yeah, that's what I wanted to. We're a straight out D rate 2, no assumed temp. So we'll double D rate to 22K. Select normal climb mode, that's fine there. Let's make sure our weather is still good. Winds are calm. Blah, 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 blah. 0, 0. Have no idea what the standard flow is. Do a standard NDAP 2 departure for noise abatement. ICAO. No cutback. So we'll accelerate through our flaps retraction schedule at 1500. At 3000 we'll thrust reduce. Reduce thrust. 24.3, 138, 43 is right on the money. That's what we're looking for. Can execute that. Yeah, we'll put 143, bug that up in the speed window. Whoops. And kiddos, that's CDU pre-flight there. Flight directors can come on. LNAV, VNAV, auto throttle. Auto brake to RTO. Needles up on the FO side also, if I can get them up. Alright, are we closed up on the outside? Not yet. I think we're ready for the APU. I'll try to check chat on both, excuse me, YouTube and Twitch. If you guys have any questions, just pop them in the chat box down there. I'll just set my standard 2200 and advisory on Vatsim 122.8. Alright, so we have the EFIS MCP MIP CP CDU pre-flight all ready to go. We are ready for APU. Let's turn that on. We'll turn the fuel pump on. And once we have APU, we can request pushback from GSX. So we'll double check everything's alright in the ICAS. Takeoff 2 is set. There's no assumed temp. VNAV, LNAV, auto throttle are all armed. We have our ref speeds. We have the current altimeter 29907. And that's still current. Go ahead and pull the jetway back. We're going to be nose left, tail right. So we have our departure there. Let's see who's inbound Salt Lake City to Denver. We're going to take a look and just see if anybody else is kind of connected up on the ground. I think we're okay.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set. Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Oh, shoot. You know what? How about we do this correctly? And we need to take us off. Chocks are removed. We're on APU. Just
Locking gear.
turn this stuff on right now. We know we don't need it. Packs can come off. Anti-collision can come on. Apparently we're not going to start.
Departure check completed. Live has been inserted. Release parking brakes.
Thought I released it.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Trim to 5.2. That should work. I got some spam chat there, Leanne. Dude, come on. Hello. Hi. Streaming to 2 platforms and trying to fly at the same time, so just bear with me. See if GSX pushes us back correctly here. And we're in the movement area. We want TCAS on. Going to Louisville, Leanne.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brakes set. Oh shoot, you know what I needed to do? Fly now. Oh, come on. There we go.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass being removed. Left is clear. Right is clear. Clear to start engines.
Alright. Rising oil pressure, 26 N2 is what we're looking for. We'll start the number 2 first. Alrighty, that's still going. Wait for max motoring and start a cutout, and we'll be ready to start the number 1. There it is. Come on, isolation valve can go to auto. APU bleed can go off. We can turn off the APU. Taxi light can come on. Flaps 5s. 3 notches. Alright guys, let's get out of here. Oh, I don't like the way that looks. That's good. Brakes off, let's go. Alright. One thing I'll do real quick, cancel, recall, blank out the engine displays. Wind's gonna try to push me unrealistically in prepared 3D with the 3.7. on the ground while I'm taxiing, so just kind of, we're going to have to ignore that. There's really no wind to speak of, so I don't... One thing, it'd be nice if somebody was able to fix that, but here's where we are here. Reference that. Let's turn on our lights. Take terrain on my side, and I'll put weather radar on the FO side. Check the approach area. Looks good. Departure area looks good. Let's get out of here. We're all set. I didn't get a RAS approaching 17 right. Let's see if it
Approaching.
there it is.
17 right. On runway 17 right.
Alright, if we can line up without getting blown off, we'll be okay. It's 40% N1. We'll be looking to set takeoff thrust. Let's go. Target N1 is going to be 94. Two good engines, takeoff thrust set. Knots, check.
V1, V2.
Okay, positive rate, gear up. Feet, we can engage the autopilot, VNav and LNav, auto throttle and arm mode. Frame rates are a little bit poor right now. So should be somewhere near V2 plus 20. Auto brake off, gear handle off. One 7 left. Bring up flaps 2, flaps 1. Coming up through our up speed. Flaps up. Looking to pitch over for acceleration. In the suit, train come off. N1 LNav and VNav speed right where it should be. Ten and below at Milhouse, so you're gonna hear us. This departure wants to keeps us at 10,000 or below, so we're going to be at 250 here for about another 6 miles. So as indicated on the ICAS, we're in climb mode now. once we hit Millhouse or whatever to Samantha, I think it's going to be 12 and below. And we can speed up a little bit. Lights can come off. Technically we're above, or 10 or above. Now we can climb about another 1,000 feet. After Samantha, will be pretty much unrestricted. So our target off time was 16. We got off a little bit earlier, 16Z. Plus 6C up here. Go ahead and set standard. So here's us right here. Bunch of turbulence. Getting through these last little bit of clouds. So here we are coming to the end of the departure. We just popped off. Louisville will be next. And we'll be on the Damon 4. Alright guys, we're going to let this climb up the cruise. I'll be right back. I'm going to refill the coffee. Alright, we're back. Had to hit the bathroom too. Looks like we're leaving this weather behind. There's a little bit of clearing out here. So there'll be some daytime heating, which is going to fire up these storms that we're expecting later on. So taking a look around, I think we got Garden City coming up here. Scott City, Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. So Weeds, Gator, then MCI. So got MCI in about 313. Still about 17 miles to go before top of climb. We're at 1605Z now, so about 1748, about an hour and 50 minutes. We should have you on the ground in Louisville. So no controllers, just making sure nobody's tried to contact me while I was away. Check the Twit chat. So if y'all are wondering what this cyan arc is for here, when I move my throttles, that's moving that. So, because I don't have servo controlled hardware, and I've got the sim set to not have my hardware override the auto throttles, or I can set it to in hold mode only when they go into hold mode only, in case I wanted to use the throttles. If ATC were to give me an instruction, I could retard that descent rate by increasing the throttles. So what that does is prevent, by setting it to never override, prevents me for, if I got my hands on it, or if there's jitters in the in Windows, between the sim and Windows, it won't disconnect that auto throttle and retard the throttles, or wherever I've got them set. I just use never override, which is perfectly fine. I've got good enough hardware to where I can set it to override and hold mode only if I wanted to, but I rarely use it, so I don't worry about that. But that's what that cyan arc is for, and I can also bring my throttles up to that bug, that N1 bug. Sometimes I'll do that when I'm landing, especially when I'm getting poor frame rate, so I don't dip below my approach or VREV speed, or get too fast and just float it on down, or I try not to. But so that's kind of what's going on there. So level out and cruise now, and you'll see the FMA goes to FMC speed, and we go into VNAV path now. LNAV stays the same. So our pitch mode becomes VNAV path, and our lateral, our roll mode still stays in LNAV. So we'll have a look here. Here's us right here. Just left Denver, and we're on our way to Louisville. So we'll cross right over Kansas City, and probably just to the south of St. Louis. We're at 390. We've got this guy's awfully low. And that'll be crossing traffic. Let's see, a couple things we'll need to look for. We're keeping an eye on severe weather here in Kansas City today, which is where I'm at. Here's our overview on Project Fly here. And there was our departure. Here's Kansas City here. So this is I-70. And we're pretty much just going to fly right down there. I'm going to go to the SPC's page, and it looks like they just issued a new one-day. So we'll go have a look. It looks like they've increased that swath of moderate. Kansas City's in that moderate. We're in a 6% tornado hatch right now. It's looking like it's still setting up for more of a late evening maybe event. We're in a 45% sig severe for wind, and 30% for hail. So we're looking at that. We can go look at some meso analysis and kind of look at surface base CAPE right now is in excess of 2,500 joules. So that's definitely enough to heat things up. Tornado potential, I think, is still pretty low, although not gone altogether. Some corkscrewing going on. It's still early. It's only 11 a.m. local here. So looking at the visible satellite, we're flying. We're pretty much right here. It gets kind of, I mean, there's still a lot of clouds out there already, so put on the RTAC regions here if it'll go. It's an underlay, so in any one of these, I don't want to call them necessarily, I guess you'd call it a Q field, but that'll start to get agitated and heat up and start blowing up storms as the I believe we're still looking at a front is what's cold front maybe is what's driving this. It's a buddy of mine, works in the weather service here. We've got a little group. Yeah, so moderate's up primarily for damaging wind. Looks like primarily a wind event, but Kansas City seems to get a lot of those, get those in April. And those wind events can be, I've seen they can get do some damage. They can often be do more damage than a tornado sometimes. They tend to be more wider spread, but so anyways, we're keeping an eye on it, and we'll see how it shapes up. And we kind of see how this maybe looks on the how accurate it is when we start getting closer to Kansas City, but this is probably fairly accurate weather that we're running into. So we're about 265 to the west right now of MCI of Kansas City. We've got Hayes, Kansas here coming up. Pittsburgh, Kansas, Great Bend, and Nebraska up here, Kearney. So we're not running into any of this turbulence here. That's below 8,000. A lot of it's probably going to be more surface based. Moderate turbulence as we get over Kansas City. We'll see see if we run into any of that. It's between they're reporting between 190 and 410 for the AirMed anyways. United 1590. I don't know if that's Vatsim traffic. It is Vatsim traffic. Okay. So that's we've got good separation. So that's it's picking up network traffic as well. This is us. So here's the satellite underlay. We can kind of see and you can see that's an accurate depiction. Fairly accurate anyways of the weather that we getting ready to come into. And that's what we saw on the SBC overlay as well. A lot further from Denver to Kansas City than it seems. For whatever reason, you just want to think it's like an hour flight and some change, but it really is a little bit longer than that. Southwest 957 made emergency landing in Cleveland after a window shattered. It's like a passenger window over the wing, huh? Jesus. Military C-130 down in Savannah, Georgia. Dang. Like it went down near the Savannah airport. So Salina coming up here, so we're tracking actually just north of I-70, it looks like. Getting about a 92 knot push from the right side of the tail, giving us 524 across the ground. So this little Q field right here, once it starts getting agitated later on today, real world, you can see there's going to be enough daytime heating here. And that's where the greatest tornado threat for today is, I believe. So I think that's where they had it hatched, mostly. Well, actually, maybe Oklahoma, southern Kansas, but still in this 10% hatch here. It's pretty close. And it looks like tomorrow, Casey, will be an enhanced risk. So it's that time of year. We're going to have to keep an eye on it. Make sure you have your severe weather plans in place. I don't think I'll go out and chase today. I don't feel like driving clear the frick out there. I don't think it's really going to set up that much for Kansas City as far as tornado potential. Maybe a spin up or two. What we can do is pull up the HRR. Let's see, this is 3. It's not really picking up anything there. Whoops. So this is about 4 o'clock right here. You can kind of see. This is from 13Z, so this is valid 21Z. This has it kind of kicking off. Alright, here we go. So 20Z, it starts firing there. Yeah, 21Z, it starts picking it up a little more. And 23Z. So yeah, it's still looking like a nighttime event here. So, whoops. Scooting on through here, ZKC. Not a whole lot of traffic. No ATC online. Europe's lit up a little bit. It's still nighttime for them. About 120 to go to Kansas City. Coming up on Topeka here, we'll pass just north of Billard and Forbes Field. And Lawrence and Casey's going to be here just outside of our ring. Is that Manhattan there, I think? Yeah. So these are starting to, obviously a little capped right now, but they'll start to heat up a little bit. So the first thing we'll be looking for is the issuance of an MD. Oh, wow, they just went moderate. And the first MD of the day is out. Tornado watches will be needed this afternoon, so they're going to watch all this. Bulk shear favorable for supercells producing tornadoes. This is closer to the Texas-Oklahoma panhandle right now. So that changed significantly. And Kansas City is squarely now in a 10% tornado hatch. So things are developing. Wow. So things are starting to develop already. And we kind of saw some indication of that on when we started looking at the model fields. We'll still have to wait and see how this sets up, obviously. But when we're flying right along, remember we looked outside, we saw these clouds here starting to tower up a little bit, so to the south. So things are going to start to get interesting. Probably still more of a nighttime event for KC. Post this on here if anybody wants to join in. So if anybody's got any questions about severe weather forecasting, mesoanalysis, obviously not a meteorologist, just a longtime storm chaser and pilot, but feel free to join in. But right now that it's the situation starting to unfold. So about 47 out of MCI right now. Topeka's going to be over to the south. And this is Topeka right here. So Forbes down here and Billard kind of under here. So interesting situation starting to develop across the area. Here's us right here. MCI right about over here. So kind of looks like things are going to kick off a little early. Maybe out here we pass over Topeka. And we kind of see there's the Missouri River right there. We're going to pass right over the MCI VOR, which is right near the airfield. We may not be able to see KC, but so we can look at the discussion right now for the tornado watch that's likely to be issued here. It's 95% watch issuance. So remember we started looking at those Q fields out there as we started out into Kansas, coming off the departure from Denver. So just south the Great Bend right now. So later on during the day, our watches will likely, if things continue to develop, continue up through the northwest, through northeast Kansas and northwest Missouri into Nebraska and Iowa, I'm sure later on in the day. So these SPC is saying, remember when we flew over, we saw the breaks in the high level clouds resulting in just like what they're saying here, resulting in mixing. And then their persistent southerly low level winds compensating to maintain surface dew points in the middle upper 60s. So now this is down towards the Panhandle in Oklahoma, but we can expect that to develop here. And I look out the window now and here at home, and we can kind of see a similar situation in the KC area. So if we looked at, just like, remember we looked at the HRR, we can go back and look at it again. So, I mean, pick your target area. Right now, this one's more for Oklahoma into Kansas, but this will develop later on today into and through the KC area. So right now we're about just almost over MCI. St. Joe to the north, New Century, OJC, Johnson County, Lee Summit. There's MCI right there. My house is right here, actually. There's the buried I-29, 152 area. This is Zona Rosa in here. And this is pretty much exactly what I'm seeing out the window right now. So I think the VOR is right over here, MCI. So obviously right now our weather situation here is not doing a whole lot, and may not until later on. But this is a fairly real with what we're seeing outside. And here's us just over KC right now. There's that Q field right here. This will get these breaks here are likely to get agitated later. These winds aren't particularly backing out of the southeast just yet, but you can kind of see why it might be streaming bring those dew points in from the south. So but we're still smooth up here as far as turbulence goes. We'll check the model fields here in just a second. So we'll look at a new run on the HRR, rapid refresh. So the 15Z is out, or starting to come out rather. And this is around the 22. It's the 22Z time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 o'clock. You can see where they're starting to develop right along that line. It's still bringing it in. It's still a little bit early. Look at where the surface base cape is, or that's the inhibition. That's not what I meant. Surface cape. So you can obviously see probably where the front is. So we're looking in some places. This might be close to the Wichita area, around 4,000 joules per kilogram, and this is probably right around Topeka here. So we should get some decent surface heating. Kind of look at the composite reflectivity, brings it in a little bit more. So some of these fairly discrete, semi-discrete supercells around that time frame. KC's probably looking more, yeah, around the 02Z 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's almost 10 o'clock. 12-hour forecast. Let's see what if we bring it in a little bit closer. So still more of a, you kind of see where it's pushing through. So we'll still see what happens as it develops. We'll see if stuff maybe kicks off a little bit earlier in our area. Right now, it's not looking like it is going to be too much. So you'll see us just past Kansas City here. Rod, he's MKC Ops, good guy, and Bob Ballard, friend of mine, he's actually has family here in the KC area. He's a weather service in Honolulu, but he's out here quite a bit. So I'm still not planning on really going anywhere. You guys got a pretty nice setup going. That looks like FDS stuff, Flight Deck Solutions gear, maybe. Might be wrong. So on my Facebook, you're going to see a lot of chasers starting to get excited, obviously. So still looking at hail and wind probably. Just kind of scrolling through and see what everybody's looking at here. Delta 777 Fairbanks. So some of you guys probably saw the C1 or heard about the C-130 that crashed in Savannah. It's pretty bad. Anywho, so first MD of the day is out, and we'll look for the rest of this. Back to flying here, top of descent in 233. Should start to see St. Louis probably going to come into view here in just a second. This Whiteman Air Force Base here. DMO Sedalia, I think, can't remember. Jeff City, Columbia, and we'll just be north of that, north of those guys there. So here in a little bit, we'll start to set up for the approach. No real traffic right now to get in the way. I'm gonna hit the bathroom. I'll be right back. So, in case you guys are wondering what I'm using for weather, I'm using two programs. I'm using Active Sky for the injection. When I'm flying the Trip 7, for some reason it doesn't. It's not loading my flight plan. This was the older Trip 7 flight plan I flew across the pond. I've got to fix that. And for the cloud art and whatnot, I'm using Rex. So this will depict tornadoes and wall clouds, actually. And it will actually show that. I'm trying to see if where I can kind of show you. So we're obviously syncing real-time 3D cloud model and structuring. So supercell, thunderstorms, rain shaft, tornado, roll clouds will also okay, that's Sweden. That's somebody else. So it it will show that. But that gives you kind of an idea of what we're using. Reason why I use Active Sky is so PMD, because you need it for the weather radar for PMDG. So that's why I've got two scenarios or two programs going. I can submit a PyRep from here if I want. You can see other people's PyReps as well. We're running live weather right now. So one thing, and that's all injected into the sim, and it'll match with what we're reporting here. So right now, Louisville, winds have picked up. 220, 21, sustained, gusting to 31, 10 miles, a few at 8,000 and 10,000, and then a broken layer at 25. The altimeter's 3015, so obviously fairly high there pressure-wise. We'll still take a south flow arrival. I'm not sure what I'm going to get frame rate wise, so we're going to select max auto brake. There's no ATC online, so we'll take we're shooting the RNAV 17 right, and we're going to take it from Cobbler. I probably could have taken that at Olimb. Put this into plan mode. But actually, with the arrival, that's actually, we're fine there. That's what we want to do. Mandatory 4,000. The max is 220. I don't want that fast. I'll probably take and I'll put a before in there, so I'm going to slow us down a little bit here. So I'm actually going to take out vectors. We want Cobbler, Undiv, Sitka. Cobbler, So these are broken here for some reason. Colonel. All right, so Colonel. Colonel Cobbler. We can see that that's not even close to being right. So it goes Colonel Cobbler, right? Colonel Univ. So what it's doing is it's backtracking this. So I think what we want is Hagen. God damn it. So we've got a big mismatch. So 17 right is after Colonel. Damon, Caesar, Hagen, Colonel, and expect radar vectors to the final approach course. Alright. Did I fix it? Oh, hell no. Crap. So what I might do is take this at Olymp. We know that's not right. Alright. Okay. God damn it. So there's just, I don't know why this is doing that. Cobbler Yundiv, everything's right. Cobbler Yundiv's Sitka. Problem is Cobbler's before Jesus Christ. Should go Han Colonel. I don't know why Colonel is fuck. Should go Damon Caesar, Han. Cobbler. I just don't know why I can't, why it won't do this. May have to just select a different, whoops. So I think there's a nav data problem. What's going on with my fuel burn lately? See, this is just all dicked up. Han Cobbler, that should be right. Colonel Cobbler. I take out Vector, then it puts the disco in there. Alright, so this is clearly not right. Dave! What the? Han? Holy shit. So... Spires. That's easy enough. Dave, Zarda, Han, Colonel, Damon Caesar, Colonel, Han. I don't know why it's still drawing in. I'm just gonna have to self-vector myself. Well, I mean, I can see why. Good God. This isn't even the mist. And it's got it in here 100 times. My God. Alright. And Damon's the mist, alternate mist. Natty's the mist. Spires, Burglar's charcoal. What the fuck is Zarda? Sacco. Oh yeah, something is way off. Fires is the top. My God. It's in here like 100 times. Excuse my language, it still just is not frickin' working. Caesar. God. Jesus. Is this cycle all jacked up? It should go Caesar, Damon, Caesar, Han, Colonel. On Caesar, Han, Colonel. It's after Cobbler. Tell it's got a fix over a fix because it's going Colonel Hundy. We're probably at top of descent now. Damn it. Getting close, so I gotta figure this shit out. We're gonna have to take out Yundiv. Cobbler Yundiv. Or Colonel. what that does. There we go. Alright, now we're set. Holy crap, man, that was ridiculous, wasn't it? Descent path unachievable. God. Alright, so anyways, back to the frickin' approach. It's an RNP 0.3, so it's going to give us a... We can do that. We'll shoot it at 0.10, so 971. That's 486 above the ground. RVR 55 or 1 1/4 is good. Missed approach at 3,000. Let's go back to the arrival. No ATC on liner is going to go pretty much all the way down for right now. We need to set 971. Round up to 2. Whoops. Already updated the day 2 outlook. So thanks for tuning in again, guys. We're on our descent now. I don't know if I was brain farting there or what the reason was, or for whatever reason I just couldn't figure out that damn. I hate it when it does that. Thought I had a nav data error. Degree glide path, yeah, that's fine on the, actually that's what we're looking for. Speed restrictions, expect to cross at 250 that's going to be at Cherry. That's the only one there. That's not in there. 250 at 11. So if we were landing north, we would take Damon straight to Han, but since we're not, that's why we're, and this was, was throwing us off a little bit. Damon, Caesar, Han, and up to Colonel. And after that, it's supposed to be tactical vectors for 17 right. So trying to line that up with the top of the RNAV Zulu is what we were doing. Alright, so SATCO here. The other thing I wanted was the altimeter. Still gusting pretty strong. That altimeter's 3015. Dennis, can I orbit the airplane? You mean, can I put it into a hold or whatever? I could. Can do that right here if I wanted. I don't particularly want to hold right now. I need to get in there. Probably forget to turn on the lights. Leave the wing lights off. So, boy, it's not drawing in that scenery down there too close. Descent path unachievable. Should be able to get down there just fine. I don't know why it's what the problem is, actually, honestly. Should be calculating that just fine. Right now we're way off profile to hit that at 11. I'm not sure why. Let's see what the banana bar says. Roll this to Holy shit. Yeah, we're way off. Sure that was Sherry at 11? Delete the restriction. Pretend like ATC said delete the speeds. Yeah, this is rather messed up. This should have been pretty freaking straightforward. Go throw on the VSD here and see what the hell's going on. We're going to intervene. See how see if VNAV catches this. Looks like it will. You can kind of see the entirety, and we'll make that. No, we're not, actually. God. Man, this is ridiculous. To just fly this in. It's odd. It's really odd in the V-speed wheel the whole way. I haven't had to do this in a while. I mean, we've got no cross-track errors or vertical deviation errors, so I'm not quite sure what the issue is. As to why it won't catch up. lucky if we can freaking make this, that's for sure. Chart doesn't support moving maps. I noticed we're not drawing the terrain in. So something may be wrong with the sim. Man, we're going to be really fast all the way. I have a feeling it's just going to go bad real quick. Put in another notch. Come on. God damn it. Tell you what we're going to do here is we're going to go into heading select. We're going to give us a little bit of time. Holy shit. We are really fast. Back into LNAV real quick. What you call not very stable. Now we'll see if VNAV will capture, we'll speed intervene. Alright, we've got ourselves back on the, back where we need to be. Not worried about that. Yeah, we've got a pretty big problem without drawing in the scenery. .132's rough. So far, so good on path. VNAV's dropping us down. We have the airport. We can arm the speed brake. It's going to give us some time. $2,500 and above.
2,500.
2,500 check. Continue. See if we get a rollout. We're still on. That's big time error. Full flaps. Yeah, the simulator's just not behaving right. Look at those winds, 24. Jesus Christ. Alright, so we've got the runway. We're at ref now. We're back on profile. Major crab. The airplane's handling it so far so good for these shitty ass frame rates, and we're just not drawing. I just don't. I mean, the PC's just not drawing in the. Just not having the resources or whatever to draw this in. So here's us right there. See if this calms down a little bit. 1,000 check. Continue. Runway environment looks good. Full flaps indicated. 3 green gear down indicated. Go around arm.
Approaching. 17 right.
We're just gonna have to let this fly down as best we can before we take over. It's just, you can see right there that huge glitch. So right now 1,000 for 972. I don't even know if I can take over. It's minimums check, landing. And we're gonna go ahead and try and see what happens. So my airplane, my throttles. I've got white over red still. God, it's just Look at that glitch. Oh my god. I don't even know where I'm at. Alright. We're gonna be freaking short. And why am I having to use left aileron in a right crosswind? Something's not right. Come on.
30, 20, 10.
Oh, Jesus, I killed that one. And the simulators just froze. God, look at that. Talk about unstable. $60 knots. Auto brake off. Speed brakes up. Come on. Yeah, lights off. As far as gate assignments go, let's try A6, I guess. What the hell? Allegiant, the fuck Delta, United, South, hell, I don't care. I don't care who the handler is. Alright, let's get taxi in here. On. Pretty much have to go to freaking takeoff thrust just to...
Approaching. 1, 1.
Well, sorry about that, guys. God, this just wants to pull me. Yeah, this is so glitchy right now. Probably gonna have to why there's frickin' de-ice trucks and shit running around. God, man, I can't even control this thing on the ground. Oh my god. This is definitely not stream worthy. Trying to figure out what my gate is. A6 right in the way. Come on. This thing. Oh my god. I'm just gonna cut this thing off right here, I think. That's not even close. Why is GSX? God, these frame rates are bad. I don't even know if I'm on bus yet. There it goes, finally. God damn it. Come on, ground power, Jesus. Everything's off. We're all set. Engines will cut. On chocks. Shut the hell up. Well, folks, beep beep, pretty bad. Sorry about that. Look at that. Oh my God. But welcome to Louisville, right? Southwest. Why are they coming over? I don't need catering trucks. I didn't call for catering. I got Southwest giving me catering. I got Allegiant unloading my bags. Well, they sure are friendly here in Louisville, that's for sure. Well, anyhow. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be assessing the severe weather risk some more today. Better open some doors for these guys. So not sure what the next stream's going to be. We'll figure it out, but appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're in the KC area, central, southern Kansas, Oklahoma, make sure you're weather aware, have your severe weather plan in place. Alright guys, we'll cut it off here. Until next time, thanks for tuning in to the Max Duty Day channel.